Good morning, students. Welcome to Tuesday. We're continuing our conversation about integrity. That's our topic this week. And I'm going to be sharing with you a Dr. Seuss book. Now, a few weeks ago, we had a Read Across America week in which we read a few Dr. Seuss books and had some Dr. Seuss related activities. But I bet that not too many of you have heard about this Dr. Seuss book. It's called Bartholomew and the Oobleck. And we're going to read this book over the course of a couple different days because this, unlike a lot of Dr. Seuss's books, is quite a long book, about 48 pages. So we're going to break it up. But all along the way, I still want you to be thinking about that idea of integrity. So remember, integrity means making the right decision or making the right choice, no matter if anyone knows you made the right choice or not. But also, another layer of integrity is making the right choice even when others around you don't agree with you. So be thinking about that as we begin the first session of Bartholomew and the Oobleck. They still talk about it in the kingdom of Did as the year the king got angry with the sky. And they still talk about the page boy, Bartholomew Cubbins. If it hadn't been for Bartholomew Cubbins, that king and that sky would have wrecked that little kingdom. Bartholomew had seen the king get angry many, many times before. But that year, when His Majesty started growling at the sky, Bartholomew Cubbins just didn't know what to make of it. Yet all that year, the old king did it. All year long, he stared up into the air above his kingdom, muttering and sputtering through his royal whiskers. The things that come down from my sky. All spring, when the rain came down, he growled at that. All summer, when the sunshine came down, he growled at that. All autumn, when the fog came down, he growled at that. And that winter, when the snow came down, he started shouting, "This snow, this fog, this sunshine, this rain, bah! These four things that come down from my sky." But King Derwin, Bartholomew tried to calm him, "you've always had these same four things come down." "That's just the trouble," bellowed the king. "Every year, the same four things. I'm mighty tired of those old things. I want something new to come down." "Something new come down?" Bartholomew gasped. "That's impossible, your majesty. You just can't have it." "Boy, don't you dare tell me what I can or cannot have. Remember, Bartholomew, I am king." "I know, sire," said Bartholomew. "You rule all the land and you rule all the people, but even kings can't rule the sky." "Can't, eh?" His Majesty flew into a terrible rage. "Well, maybe other kings can't do it, but maybe I'm one king who can. You mark my words, Bartholomew Cubbins, I will have something new come down." But how to get something new to come down, that was rather hard to think up. And for many days, the old king stomped around trying to figure out some way to do it. Then finally, late one night, when all the lords and ladies of the palace were fast asleep, just as the king was buttoning up his royal nightshirt, he suddenly stopped still. A strange, wild light began to shine in his gray-green eyes. "Why, of course," he began laughing, "they can do it for me. Bartholomew Cubbins, blow my secret whistle. Quick, call my royal magicians." "Your magicians, your majesty?" Bartholomew shivered. "Oh, no, your majesty, don't call them." "Hold your tongue, Bartholomew Cubbins. You do as I command you. Blow my secret whistle." "Yes, sire," Bartholomew bowed. "But your majesty, I still think you may be very sorry." He took the king's secret whistle from its secret hook. He blew a long, low blast down the king's back secret stairway, and a moment later he heard them coming, up from their musty hole beneath the dungeon, up from the empty midnight tunnel to the royal bedchamber, came the magicians on their padded, shuffling feet. Up and right into the room they came chanting, "Shuffle, duffle, muzzle, muff, Fista, wista, Mr. Cuff. We are men of groans and howls, mystic men who eat boiled owls. Tell us what you wish, O king. Our magic can do anything." "I wish," spoke the king, "to have you make something fall from the sky that no other kingdom has ever had before. What can you do? What will you make?" For a moment they stood thinking, blinking their creaky eyes. Then they spoke a word, one word, "Oobleck." "Oobleck?" asked the king. "What will it look like?" "We won't look like rain, won't look like snow, won't look like fog. That's all we know. We just can't tell you any more. We've never made oobleck before." They bowed. They started toward the door. "We go now to our secret cave on Mystic Mountain Nikatave. There all night long we'll work for you, and you'll have oobleck when we're through." "They'll do something crazy," whispered Bartholomew. "Call them back, your majesty. Stop them." "Stop them? Not for a ton of diamonds," chuckled the king. "Why, I'll be the mightiest man that ever lived. Just think of it. Tomorrow I'm going to have oobleck." It took Bartholomew a long time to get the excited king to sleep that night. But there was no sleep for Bartholomew, the page boy. All night long he stood in the king's window, staring out at the Mystic Mountain Nikatave. Somewhere up there, Bartholomew knew, the magicians were working their terrible magic. All night the magicians did. All night they walked in circles round their magic fire, making magic, mumbling with their clucking tongues. "Oh, snow and rain are not enough. Oh, we must make some brand new stuff. So feed the fire with wet mouse hair. Burn an onion, burn a chair, burn a whisker from your chin, and burn a long sour lizard skin. Burn yellow twigs and burn red rust, and burn a stocking full of dust. Make magic smoke, green, thick, and hot. It sure smells dreadful, does it not? That means the smoke is now just right, so quick, before the day gets light. Go, magic smoke, go high, go rise into the kingdom sky. Go make the oobleck tumble down on every street in every town. Go make the wondrous oobleck fall. Oh, bring down the oobleck on us all." Dawn was breaking and Bartholomew was standing, trembling, watching at the bedchamber window. But now as the sun rose, Bartholomew smiled. Those silly magicians hadn't done a thing. Then suddenly Bartholomew Cubbins stopped smiling. Was he seeing things? No, there was something strange up there in the sky. At first it seemed like a little greenish cloud, just a wisp of greenish steam, but now it was coming lower, closer, down toward the fields and farms and houses of the sleeping little kingdom. It was swirling around the topmost turrets of the palace. Tiny little greenish specks were shimmering in the air right over his head. Queer little greenish blobs just about the size of grape seeds. He stretched out his hand. He started to catch one. Then he pulled his hand back. There was something frightening about those blobs. Bartholomew slammed the window shut. "Wake up, your majesty," he shouted. "Your oobleck is falling." Okay, so this is where we're going to stop today's reading. Dr. Seuss has just finished developing the first part of his conflict. And on two sides of his conflict, we see the king and we see Bartholomew. And we know that Bartholomew disagrees with the king's decision. He doesn't think that the king's decision is wise, and he doesn't think it's in the best interest of the kingdom. But what will he do about it? Will Bartholomew choose to have integrity? Will he choose to do what is right, even though he may get in trouble with the king? And what will happen with the oobleck? All right, here is today's journal entry. So in your next available page, you would write today's date, 3/31/20, and what is something about myself that makes me proud? When you are thinking about integrity, it's important to think about what makes you proud and who you are. See you soon.